Hello, Aries. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of July 2021. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I will be using my original tarot deck, and I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then Aries, I will close out your reading with a New Moon Intention Oracle card. So I want to say, Aries, I'm getting the word fast for some reason. It's coming through loud and clear, just the word fast, speed, hurry up energy. So I don't know what that's about. I guess we will find out as we get your cards here. I'm feeling like these cards already want to speak. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, yes. Okay. It's making sense to me now. You're ready for a change, Aries. You're ready for a change. And it looks like you're making it happen. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Aries as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021? What do we need to know for the sign of Aries? All right, Aries, so you're ready for a change. And you're feeling like, and I don't want to say a missed opportunity, but you're feeling like you should have done something sooner and you didn't, and now you feel like, oh no, it might be too late, or oh no, I should have done it back then because it would have worked out perfectly. The thing is that from what I'm looking at, sure, you could say that, but at the same time, you're going to get assistance to make that change now that you would not have had you done the change earlier. So I'm feeling like this is probably walking away from a job for a lot of you. The thing is you know it's time to move in a new direction. You're just feeling a little hesitant to do so. And then you're, communicating with people around you, and they're just not supportive. They're just not on board with you doing something so big or so drastic. Now, I know this isn't going to apply to every single person who watches this video, but at the same time, I do feel like it does apply to a lot of you. There's something that you wanted to walk away from, you didn't, and now you're trying to, put the pieces in place so you can walk away from it. However, there's some hesitation there because you're not getting the support that you need. And the other thing is you're also trying to figure out the financial aspects of it. Not that you're going to be broke, not that you're going to not have any money, but you just really have to figure out, okay, how are we going to cover the bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to, keep myself going while I'm in this transitional phase? And that's what I feel like I'm really picking up. That's what's going on here is when we move into July, Aries, you are in transition. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you are an employee, if you own a business, if you are an investor, if you are retired or a student, you're in a phase of transition. And it looks like it's going to be something where you either become self-employed, you move into a business, or you start your own business. But clearly you're going to get some type of assistance to make that happen. And I can say that with this Knight of Cups here. So we talked about moving away. We talked about, you feel like maybe the timing was better had you done this sooner. Please don't think that, because like I said, it looks like there's still going to be some good support coming your way that you were not expecting, and that would not have been there had you done this at any other time. The Six of Cups here at the end is telling me that there is someone from your past. And I'm not feeling like this is someone who's totally on board with this change that you're trying to make. Now, not that they're downright against it, but they're just not supportive, or they just don't have the same vision, or they're just not in the same space, right? Like sometimes people mentally are just not at our level. So, nothing against them, but you could say certain things and they're just not going to get it, no matter how you phrase it, how you explain it, how you break it down. There's just some people who are just not at your level. And I feel like that's what this is here. Okay, but this Knight of Cups is a very good card. Actually, these are some really good cards here. The Three of Pentacles tells me that you're recognized for the brilliance that you contribute and for the work that you do and for the experience that you have. The Knight of Cups talks about some unexpected support coming out of nowhere to help you in this transitional process. So the first week of July, Aries, is going to be very, very, I want to say feely, because you're going to be feeling a lot of emotions, right? You're going to be feeling a lot of things. You're going to be feeling like, okay, I need to hurry up and get this done. And then you're going to feel like, oh gosh, it's so overwhelming. This is so different for me. This is so uncomfortable, but I know I can't stay where I'm at. I have to do something different because I can't go on the way I've been going on. And then you're going to feel probably overwhelming joy because someone is stepping up to help you. Okay, so if things do feel a little up and down, back and forth once we move into this new month, understand that it's going to be okay. And understand that you're doing exactly what you need to do at the exact time that you need to do it for you. All right, Aries, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July. (2021). Okay. All right, Aries, as we move into this new month, or I should say the second week of the new month, looks like the timing's actually going to be good for you to make some changes. Looks like work is going to slow down. Looks like you're going to make some decisions here. I do see some decisions that you were hesitating on, or maybe decisions that didn't exactly thrill you in the past. Now you're like, okay, you know what? It's time. Let's do it. The Page of Cups also talks about an offer coming through. However, it's going to show up a little late. I'm feeling like very clearly here, there's an offer that comes to you, but the timing of it just doesn't work. And I'm feeling like the timing of it is going to be late. You know, like let's say you make a decision and then a week later you get this offer that would have been great. However, now it's kind of irrelevant because you've already kind of moved into a new direction. We also have the Star card. Now the Star card, when I see the Star card in reverse, that always tells me that there's something we have to pay attention to that's health related. Now I'm not saying that any of you are going to be terminally ill. I'm not picking that up at all, but I do see that some of you may have been neglecting your health and you need to really get on board with that. And this covers everything, not only, you know, the body, but also dentist, eyes, working out, you know, everything that we all know we need to do. Stay on top of it. You know, if it's time to get your yearly physical, make sure you don't slack on that. And also, the other thing about the Star card too is that sometimes she shows up in the reverse when it's not health related. It's like too much attention, right? It's like sometimes there's too much attention being thrown at us, and it doesn't necessarily make us uncomfortable, but it's not really what we want at the time. So that could be something too. But I'm telling you, because you are making these changes in your financial life, maybe in your career, in your business, you are going to be attracting a lot of attention, and maybe not all of it will be positive. Maybe some people always have, you know, their little 2 cents to add, and nobody cares. But, you know, depending on what's going on, you're going to have to figure out how this applies to you, you know, and I get it, you know, not everybody likes to be the center of attention all the time, but sometimes this can work in your favor if you know how to kind of steer it as such. Next, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands talks about a very defensive energy, really standing your ground and really trying to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for you without having to explain, defend, or justify your next move. Okay, so it's probably best now that you just go ahead and accept the fact that not everybody is going to be on board, and not everybody is going to understand, and not everybody is going to like what it is that you're doing. So just, kind of play it as best as you can and keep doing what you're doing, Aries, because you know what's best for you right now. You know what you want to do. And if people don't understand that, that's fine. They just don't understand it. Now, this is interesting. We've already got a repeater. So it looks like you're going to be busy once we start the second half of July. Looks like work's going to be picking up for a lot of you. Yeah, and things start happening very, very quickly. All right, what else do we need to know for the sign of Aries as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? So we have this repeater card here. Okay, so work does get busy for you once we hit the second half of July. Next, we have the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card. Doesn't matter if it's upright or reverse. I love this card. It's a very positive card. Whatever it was that you've been wishing, hoping, praying for, it does start to show up for you in the second half of July. So get ready, Aries. It's very exciting. Next, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is the card of really kind of having boundaries for yourself and not overworking and not doing and taking on too much. Now, that's a very solid, strong position to be in, especially if you're working as a business owner, as an investor. You don't have to do it all in order to be successful. And it looks like you do have some clear boundaries for yourself as it relates to that. Next, we have the Chariot. This is another card of speed. This is a card of fast timing. This is also a card of multiple things happening at once. You've got several projects going, and they're all going really, really well. The other thing about the Chariot, too, is it's just a very driven card. It's a very driven energy, which means that once you go and once you get going, there's no slowing you down. You really harness the momentum of being active and really pursuing your goals and making things happen. Now, the other nice thing about the Chariot is that it does pay off. Your tenacity and your consistency and your persistence, it does reward you financially. So I don't want you to think that you're doing all this for nothing. There is going to be a financial benefit to you doing that. Next, we have the Four of Swords. That's the card of taking energy and showing up for yourself clearly. It's funny that it fell on that Star card. Remember, I told you the Star card, sometimes when she's in reverse, it means a little bit of unwanted attention. But the thing is you do have to be seen. For a lot of you who are trying to start businesses, who are trying to do some online things, you do have to be seen. Sure, you can hide to some degree, but at some point, you're going to have to make yourself known. People are going to have to know who you are so they can connect with you, so they can find you, so they can spend money with you. Finally, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands in the reverse, this is a card of, it's very interesting because it tells me that somebody is not showing up as who they say they are. And I mean, not that someone is lying, but it's like someone is just not presenting themselves as authentically as they want you to believe. All right, so excuse me, you're going to have to use some discerning wisdom. You're going to have to use some good judgment as it relates to that. I'm feeling like this is somebody that, in a professional setting, either a coworker, a client, a customer, a business partner, somebody that you're thinking about hiring. I'm picking up like a realtor for some of you. Just make sure you kind of, check them out, examine their background, examine their experience, maybe check on some of the references that they give you before you actually agree to work with this person, because I'm picking up that somebody is misrepresenting themselves in some way. Okay, so let's see what else is going on for the sign of Aries as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021. All right, let's move everybody down. So as we close out the month of July, Aries, you're gonna be in a position of not knowing everything that you want to know. Okay, so the moon talks about information being hidden, things not necessarily being revealed yet. So if you are working on something big financially, something big, big career related or business related or investment related, realize that you don't know what you don't know, so you have to be very, very careful before you make a step forward. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do anything, but just, kind of give yourself some parameters and using caution before you go big, right? Because there's still some things you don't know, especially as it relates to investing for some of you, or it could be moving into a new career or into a new business or a new industry. Understand that there's still a whole lot that you don't know, and so you're just going to have to kind of act accordingly on that, okay? Next, we got the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles talks about paying attention to the budget, all right? Be very, very careful with your spending. Make sure you check your statements, your balances, your receipts, your invoices. Make sure everything is adding up, because sometimes mistakes happen and we have to make sure we're on top of it so we don't get screwed. Next, we got the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is sometimes feeling a little frustrated, a little discouraged. I think everybody goes through that as they make a big change in their life, especially a change as it relates to anything financial, whether that be career, business, whatever. So understand that you're going to feel a little temporarily down, but that's normal. That's part of the process. You still have to push through. And the other thing is that, sometimes you're not going to have any reason, you're not going to have any answers as to why you feel the way you do, but this is all part of the journey. This is part of the journey of achieving the goals and the wealth that you desire, is really learning how to deal with those feelings of frustration that will come up from time to time, because I'm telling you, every business owner goes through it. Every person who's trying to advance in their career goes through that. Every person who is an investor goes through that, okay? So that's just one of the things you have to embrace as being part of the journey. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. It doesn't mean that you are not worthy. It doesn't mean that, you don't know what you're doing. It's just part of the process, and you have to kind of just see it as such. The Ten of Pentacles talks about you working very independently. I see that very clearly. You're going to be doing a lot of this work solo, Aries, because you are, it's like you're the one who needs to do this for you, right? Sure, people can help. Sure, people can be supportive. But when all is said and done, you have to make these money decisions by yourself, for yourself. We also have the Two of Swords. That's a big decision that's made. I'm already picking up that this decision was made earlier in the month when we talked about the first week of July. So, you're making decisions and you're following through with them. And because of that, it's definitely setting you up nicely in your finances. Next, we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Swords. The Ace of Swords talks about, things kind of happening, and then we kind of run into some snags, and then we've got to put out fires. Again, that's all the normal part of the process of being successful, of being an entrepreneur, of being a star, a rising star in your career or in your company. Okay, so understand that sometimes things don't necessarily go smooth, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not working out in your favor, right? Sometimes things show up and they look like they're tragic, and then when all is said and done, it was a pivotal point, and it was something that definitely propelled you in a way that nothing else could have. The Eight of Swords is very good. I love seeing this card in the reverse because that means you're letting go of self-limiting beliefs. You are removing any type of mental blocks that you feel were holding you back. And this is a period of exponential growth for you, Aries, as we close out July, and you're really setting yourself up for success as we move forward. So it's very, very exciting. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a New Moon Intention Oracle card by Sage Goddess. This is a brand new deck I just got, and it is beautiful, and I love it. All right, so Aries, you got card number 10. I think this is Maestra Love. I express gratitude for the healers who offer wisdom, support, and nourishment from their medicine work and deep connection to Source. I honor those in the physical as well as the spirit world, including plant maestras and other wisdom keepers. I carry their wisdom forward through my own actions, thoughts, and words. Your stone is sapphire, and your essential oil is Palo Santo. So Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, please drop them down below. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll definitely do it again next month.